Hi guys, welcome back to Huntsville and surrounding areas to Virtual Pride 2.0. We're coming to you via stream again this year, but we look forward to seeing you in person soon. We'd like to thank all of you watching and everyone who tunes in the future to our recordings at some point. We'd also like to thank HEB for some treats and hydration during the show. Thanks to CAPI, Consolidated Association of Pride Incorporated, and Pride Houston for sharing our event. We have plenty of announcements, entertainment, and some educational content for you today, so please sit back and enjoy the show. If you're watching on our page or group on Facebook, this video will also be recorded and posted on our YouTube channel as well. And if you'd like to make any donations to Huntsville, Texas Pride, we have a PayPal at nick@htxp.org.
LGBTQ. Hold your head up, warrior. We got a whole world to win. In honor of our fallen fighters and future generations, it might not be easy, no.
But when the tears start to flow,
get up, look in the mirror and say, I'm gonna be me, gonna be free, gonna love who I love. That's just how it's gonna be. Oh, gonna be me, gonna be me, gonna be free, live a life that I want.
that's just how it's gonna be.
If I'm gonna be happy, I gotta be me. I gotta be me. The path that you are going down, you will never walk alone. Just at the crossroads, you will find home.
It might not be easy, no.
When the tears start to flow, get up, look in the mirror and say, just gonna be me, gonna be free, gonna love who I love. That's just how it's gonna be. Oh, I'm gonna be me, gonna be me, gonna be free, live a life that I want. That's just how it's gonna be. If I'm gonna be happy, I gotta be me. I gotta be me.
Alright guys, before we hop into the thick of things, we'd like to remind you about our permanent meetups. We have Trivia Tuesday at the HEB True Texas Barbecue that takes place 6:30 p.m. every Tuesday night. Amanda and Cody are the board members that tend to lead that, but don't forget, if they're not there, you're still welcome to participate under the HTXP name, and we hope that you guys do us proud and win some trivia points. We're also going to start our Sipsy's Coffee meetup more regularly. Sipsy's is located on the corner of 15th and Avenue M to the west of Sam Houston Avenue, and we'll be there every second Wednesday of the month in the evening and the third Saturday in the mornings, so we can get a whole bunch of you guys there that have different schedules. We'll post a recurring event in the Facebook group and on the page with more nailed down times in the future. So now we're going to play a little game called What Flag Is That? If you're watching, can anyone tell me in the comments what the first flag is on the top? Nope. Okay, that's alright. This is the bisexual flag, the pink, the purple, and the blue. It's bisexual is a person who experiences sexual, romantic, physical attraction to both males and females, and this attraction does not have to be equally split between those two sexes or genders. Anyone got an idea on the bottom flag? Okay, thank you to Lydia and Alyssa for talking about the top flag. I think we're on a delay, so I'll wait longer. But does anyone have the bottom flag? With the pink, yellow, and blue stripes. Lydia got it this time. It's pansexual. This is the person who experiences sexual, romantic, and physical attraction for members of all gender identities and expressions. And very similar to bisexual, this attraction does not have to be equally split between those gender identities and expressions. So now I'd like to introduce our first video from a drag queen, Anastasia Windsor.
Welcome to television's unchallenged authority on wealth, prestige, and success. It's another dazzling Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. Meet the stars of show business and big business. Discover how life's winners live, love, and spend their fortunes. Enter their dazzling world of luxury on privileged tours of the fantasy palaces they call home.
Damn, Todrick. Back at it again with the red Tims. White collar, blue gingham, red boots. Hi. Hello, I'm Rich, nice to meet ya. I got a new friend and his name Mr. Visa. Bravo, I done hit the lotto, pop the bottle, buy the world today and pay it off tomorrow. That's a borrow, but hey, who cares? Bring the caviar on the platter, money in the bag, hashtag black cards matter. If the filo, it don't belong to me though. I went and spent a Gito on the Speedo at Moschino. But the bottoms and the carpet, velvet rope is, and the roses, the wine, the card black, but it's still real cute. When they clock this shoe, they be goop like damn. Do that, do that, do that with the bad kids. Damn. They do that, do that, do that. That's a bad bitch. Come and get it if that credit is established. Tell 'em this shit's expensive. Damn. Fit it, cap with the light side. Damn. They like it 'cause I rock it with the right swag. Damn. But when they start to ask about the price tag, tell 'em this shit's expensive.
This shit is expensive. This shit is expensive. Don't ask where I bought it. It's none of your business. The rubies, the redest, the price is ridiculous. As long as you know this, this shit is expensive.
We ballin', but we ain't on no budget. Hit the mall, it's expensive, don't you touch it. We call in and they wonder where their rack went. I'm feeling posh, so address me with an accent. Those coins up, too many dollars, so many zeros, too many commas. They call it new money, but I never knew they threw in complimentary cockiness with the purchase of a shoe. But the bottoms and the carpet, velvet rope is, and the roses, the wine, the card black, but it's still real cute. When they clock this shoe, they be goop like damn. Do that, do that, do that with the bad kids. Damn. They do that, do that, do that. That's a bad bitch. Damn. Come and get it if that credit is established. Tell 'em this shit's expensive. Damn. Fit it, cap with the light side. Damn. They like it 'cause I rock it with the right swag. Damn. But when they start to ask about the price tag, tell 'em this shit's expensive.
This shit is expensive. This shit is expensive. Don't ask where I bought it. It's none of your business. The rubies, the redest, the price is ridiculous. As long as you know this, this shit is expensive.
Throw them bills up, throw them pills up. Click them twice, pay that price, then get them wheels up. Dope shoes, dope ride, but the ones who look expensive could be broke on the inside.
Alright, thank you, Anastasia Windsor. We'd like to take a minute to remind you guys about Safe House in town. Safe House is committed to empowering victims of family violence and sexual assault by providing individualized, immediate, and no-cost and confidential services of crisis intervention and advocacy. Safe House began providing these services back in 1984 through Good Shepherd Mission, and they're still around today in several locations. So there's going to be a rummage sale on September 25th from 8 a.m. to noon at Safe House, and the proceeds will go towards Safe House funds for repairing the building. And then they also have a new event coming up called Buy a Picket to help build a fence. And you can permanently display a plaque with your information on it at the Safe House office for 3 different sizes. A good point of contact for this is David Knight. He's in our Facebook group and part of the Huntsville, Texas Pride community. And remember, if you need Safe House's services, they have 2 crisis hotlines at 936-291-3369 or 936-327-2513. Next month in October is LGBT History Month. This month originated in 1994. A Missouri high school history teacher, Rodney Wilson, was the first openly gay public school teacher in Missouri. chose to observe this month in honor of the first LGBT march on Washington, which occurred in 1979, and also the National Coming Out Day, which is October 11th. So throughout the month, we'll be posting some LGBT history content from different Pride icons. Now, we'd like to make a different announcement. Ranch Hill Saloon, which you guys heard about closing in spring, the owner, Debbie Steele, is opening it back up in Huntsville after 17 years of operating out of Montgomery County. The locale, which will be located in downtown Huntsville near the square, is currently under construction, and the owners are excited about a large outdoor event bar space complete with fire pits and look forward to holding a smashing opening night for the community. Alright, we've got another round of what flag is this? Can anyone tell me in the comments what the top flag is? Okay, no worries. The top flag is the asexual flag. Asexuality means that the person or individual has a lack or low level of sexual attraction to others and a lack of interest or desire for sex or sexual partners. Can anyone tell me what the bottom flag is? With the blue, pink, and white stripes reversed on each other? Alright, thank you guys to those in the comments. An individual whose gender identity or expression is transgender. Transgender is an individual whose gender identity or expression is different from those typically associated with their sex assigned at birth. Alright, and now I'd like to introduce Eden Torres, a trans activist who will be speaking at both our event and the Pride Houston event on October 2nd and the Woodlands Pride event on October 30th.
Hello. Hi, sorry, just one. Hello, and thank you so much, Huntsville Pride, for having me. My name is Eden Torres, and I am a proud Latina trans woman. Additionally, I am the founder of Pride Portraits, a photography campaign mixed with personal narratives celebrating our community. I have been involved in LGBTQIA activism for a number of years now. I fought for marriage equality, gay rights, have spoken in Austin at our state capitol on a number of issues, and have been active in the media the last 3 years, being very vocal about trans rights. Sometimes my voice, passion, and often anger-filled approach gets in my way. However, I fully stand behind every time I have spoken up about a microaggression, aggressive behavior, or any other form of transphobia. I also stand behind every time I speak up when a person is playing innocent, when they in fact know they are causing harm to my community and choose not to change their behavior. I do this for 2 reasons. I know it's possible for a person to learn and change their behavior when they are called out on it. I have made mistakes in the past and fought like hell to make excuses when being called out. It does not matter if my intent was good if the result causes harm. I've learned to use each mistake as a lesson to learn and grow from to become a better person. I never want transgender or gender-expansive humans to feel pain for simply existing. Sometimes we don't speak up when we want to because our livelihood, or more often than not, our lives are at risk. So we need those who can speak up to do so. Anyone would do the same for someone they love and care about. Which brings me to a very important fact. As trans and gender-expansive humans, we have a bond that supersedes anything. As trans humans, we have a shared experience that is so marvelous and magical. There is no one trans experience alike, but our transness does give us a bond that can never be broken. When I think about our movement and our history as trans people, I am filled with many different emotions. It's very clear to me that originally LGBTQIA organizations were centered around cisgender gay men, which I deeply respect. These men and many lesbians were responding to a crisis unfolding right in front of them, the AIDS epidemic. Their community was not only under legislative attack, but cis gay men were dying at an alarming rate. Over time, public awareness about our community expanded, and organizations started to become more inclusive. These additions to sexuality and gender identity brought on lots of controversy, and many of us were not welcomed with open arms. As time does, wounds heal, and slowly lesbian, bisexual, and queer people found acceptance and allyship within these orgs. In my opinion, transgender and gender-expansive humans have not gained anywhere near the amount of public awareness as our cis LGBTQ family. Our existence historically has been resisted by LGBTQ people in terms of inclusion in their orgs, acknowledgement of our existence, or speaking up for us as allies. In the last few years, I have seen progress, but it's at a glacial pace. These orgs have included us to a degree. They see a monetary value in our trauma that proves to be gainful for their organizations. They use our pain to fundraise, and we of our labor, not to mention a monetary time and lived experience. I don't blame them, though. Like I said, they were not formed to be trans organizations. However, if you are going to claim support and to support us, these orgs need to hire qualified trans people to create, run, organize, and implement the programming they offer, or start writing big checks to the trans-founded orgs already in existence doing the life-saving only we know how to provide each other. My dream is for a cisgender LGBTQ org that is led to approach a trans organization and say, you tell us how we can best support the work you're doing. If we have the ability to help, we will. There has been an influx of transgender-founded led orgs that have been created over the last few years in response to not having the resources available that we transhumans actually do need. Trans folks, I want you to know that you are not alone. Our entire community is here for you. For those of you who may only have a connection to other trans folks online, for whatever reason, I see you. You're valid and you're amazing. Things are improving every day, and we will reach full equality at some point.